Just some short introductions. My name's Reese Peterson. I'm the State of Wyoming Account Manager. Today we're also going to have Devin Peterson present the equipment and do a live demonstration on the product. And he is our Northeast Regional Manager. Here's some important contacts for the State of Wyoming. Ordering and order support, that's going to fall to me, Reese Peterson. You can reach me at 800-442-0981. Or you can email me at wycontract@officeshopinc.com. If you have any billing or invoicing questions, you'll be contacting Kelly Hammond, 1-800-442-0981, or kellyh@officeshopinc.com. For any service questions or service support on your equipment, and these will be reflected on the sticker on the front of every device that we install. It will have our 800 number, 855-333-0100, or you can email us at dispatch@officeshopinc.com. Just a short talk about what we do and what we cover. Our Wyoming service centers and headquarters. Our headquarters is actually located in Cowley, Wyoming. It's a small town in northern Wyoming, and we do have service centers throughout Wyoming, in Riverton, Casper, Sheridan, Cheyenne, Green River, and then we also have a South Dakota service center in Rapid City, South Dakota. Right now our average response time in Wyoming is 3.75 hours border to border, and then we also have an 85% first call fix rate, which means 85% of the time we're fixing the machine the first time. That other 15% are rare occasions where we have to order user displays or hard drives for the device. So today we're talking a lot about Canon. So Canon has won a few awards for reliability, ease of use, feature set, image quality, serviceability, security. So I was just told that we're having some volume problems. I guess if you're having problems hearing, we can start over. Sorry about that. Okay. So I'm just going to move back a few slides just to make sure that I cover everything. So again, introducing ourselves, my name is Reese Peterson. I'm the account manager for the State of Wyoming. And then we'll have Devin Peterson, our Northeast Regional Manager. He'll be demoing the product live for everyone on camera, so we'll be able to see, so everybody can see the machine while we're touching it, and you'll be able to see the operation screen. Some important contacts for the State of Wyoming. I'm going to be ordering and order support. I can be reached at 800-442-0981, or you can email me at wycontract@officeshopinc.com. For invoice or billing questions, Kelly Hammond is going to be taking lead on that. Her phone number, 800-442-0981, or you can email her at kellyh@officeshopinc.com. For service, and this is going to be on the machine, so this will be located on the stickers on every machine. You're going to have the phone number 855-333-0100, or you can email us at dispatch@officeshopinc.com. Again, touching on our service centers throughout the State of Wyoming and South Dakota, making sure that we can cover all the corners of Wyoming. Wyoming service centers and our headquarters is located in Cowley, Wyoming. We also have service centers in Riverton, Casper, Sheridan, Cheyenne, and Green River. We also have a service center located in South Dakota in Rapid City. Our average response time right now in Wyoming is 3.75 hours border to border. We also have an 85% first call fix rate. This is our tech on site, part in hand, fixing the machine the first time. So today we're talking about Canon. Just some information about Canon. Canon has won the BLI Buyers Lab Line of the Year for 4 out of the last 5 years for reliability, ease of use, feature set, image quality, serviceability, security, and software. Some of the testing, this next slide will show what the testing involved. Only 3 misfeeds and 2 million prints, which is very impressive. A lot of nice comments from the people who rated the product as well. The next thing we wanted to do is we wanted to make sure that we went over the Canon catalog. So I've got to exit out of my slideshow here, and I'm going to actually show you live how to access our Canon catalog. So first you're going to go to any web browser, Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, or Microsoft Explorer or Edge. You type in our website, officeshopinc.com/WYcontract. Once you go to this website, this is where you'll have the live streams that we're showing today, and those will disappear eventually and will be replaced by actually recorded videos. But right here under Canon, you can see that we have the Canon product catalog right here. So I'm going to click and open that up. So the catalog is formatted, every page is the same. So this is our title page. You have the terms and the conditions or the instructions for ordering on this page here. And then we start with our black and white devices or monochrome devices. And first we start with our A4 devices, which means that they're limited to this 8.5 by 14, which is legal size paper. So these would be great desktop devices. And all of these pages are formatted the same, where you have the state of Wyoming lease price located here, then you have the Wyoming CPC located here, and then you have the price for accessories. Now on some of the machines there is going to be some asterisks up here saying that you can only add 3 cassettes. Now we have a few things in place to make sure that we're not ordering extra accessories when they can't be used or they're not needed. So you'll see that a few times throughout this contract. Here's another desktop device, the ImageRunner Advanced 715IF series. And you can see that here are the different desktop models, 55 prints per minute, 65 prints per minute, and 75 prints per minute. And then we have, again, the lease price here, and then we also have the cost per copy over here. And then again, this is an A4 device, which means it is limited to the legal size paper. And then we scroll down a page, and this next page has all of the accessories for that particular device. Some more of the A4 devices, and then we move into our mid-volume and higher volume devices, moving into the A3 devices, which changes the max paper output to 11 by 17 or ledger size paper. Different speed segments. Then we also have the lease price, Wyoming CPC, and you'll notice that it changes based on the speed segment. And then you have the accessories for this device and some configuration pictures so you can kind of see what the machine looks like. Then we move into our higher volume machines, and then our production level machines, which is going to be the DX8700i series. And so this one goes up to 105 prints per minute. Again, Wyoming state lease price, and then the CPC located here. And then we move into our color devices. So you have the full color devices here, starting again with the A4 devices limited to that legal size paper. The contract format is the same. Now we add the color CPC, and I'm just going to scroll to the end here. So we go into our A3 devices, but these are a little bit different. They actually add the ability to do 12 by 18 paper sizes. Still can do 11 by 17 envelopes, those types of things. And Devin, when Devin does his live product demonstration, he'll be going over a lot of these features and functions, which is kind of why I'm buzzing through these a little bit. And then we go into our production level device, this 7700i series, up to 80 prints per minute color. And then the last page of the contract has our service information, our locations, the address of each of our service centers. Again, additional contacts here. If you wanted to contact our president and CEO, you could. Here's his email. And then we have our account manager information here and our invoice and billing information. So I'm going to go back to this landing page here at officeshopinc.com/WY contract, and I'm going to go through the order form. We've had a few questions about the order form, so I wanted to make sure that we're touching on that. So I'm going to click on the equipment order form. It's going to download that. It should open up Microsoft Excel. And the first thing you have to do is click this Enable Editing, and that'll fix how everything looks on your screen. And what I like to do is I like to zoom out a little bit so I can see the entire document. So we have the first page of the order form. These are all fillable. So you can put in your information here, responsible person, printed name, title, phone number, agency number. And then over here, you have copier location, the period of the contract, which is going to be 60 months, the copier site contact person. So this is the person that we'll be scheduling the install with. So if you could put their name and their phone number, that would be fantastic. The anticipated monthly volume, this is an estimate. So it may not reflect your bill every month, but this would be a good estimate for you to see how much you would need to put in your budget for the device. And then the model and the features, you actually need to select the model first. So I'm going to select just this first copier here, the ImageRunner Advanced 525IF. And then what happens is you'll see it auto-populates the price of the device as well as the cost per page. And then if I go here to this form, I can actually select the different accessories. And it auto-populates that information in there for me. And so it totals everything. I can type in the explanation if I need to. And then this is where you're going to need a requisition number and your authorized leasing entity signature and then the agency's signature. So we're going to bounce back into the PowerPoint here. And we're going to go to a live introduction video for Canon. Showing just that, and then after this video what we're going to do is we're going to move right into the live demonstration so that you guys can see the copier in person with Devin doing that demonstration.
Canon's award-winning ImageRunner Advanced line is getting a refresh. Introducing the ImageRunner Advanced DX series. Easy to use, advanced scanning functionality, and a robust security feature set designed to support organizations through their digital transformation journey. ImageRunner Advanced products have a reputation as technology that's easy to learn and simple to use, and the new ImageRunner Advanced DX models are no exception. The user interface features a full touchscreen with soft number keys, similar to a smartphone or tablet, while staying true to the core usability from previous models for easy adoption and smooth transition. A modern, sleek design allows users to easily retrieve their prints, and the new feeder provides a flat workspace to place and organize documents. Along with a new design, the ImageRunner Advanced DX models also introduce a new workflow feature, Hot Folders. Drag and drop a file into the Hot folder, and it will automatically print with predefined settings, such as number of copies and finishing requirements. Scanning enhancements on the ImageRunner Advanced DX series support organizations as they transform analog documents into digital data. These models are designed with productivity in mind. The new automatic document feeder offers market-leading scan speeds of up to 270 images per minute across A3 models. This impressive scan speed is as much as 69% faster than previous models. Not only is scanning fast, but it's also quiet. The new feeder has up to 30% noise reduction compared to previous generations, making these models a great fit for today's workplace. Scanning that's fast, quiet, and also smart. The ImageRunner Advanced DX models now include digital skew correction to automatically adjust the image for accurate, high-quality scans. The document feeder supports a wider range of media sizes for various applications that can include things like receipts, checks, and even business cards on some models. Security is a core focus when Canon develops technology and solutions. The standard security feature set of the ImageRunner Advanced product line continues to evolve along with customer needs. For example, ImageRunner Advanced DX models are among the first in the industry to offer support for the TLS 1.3 encryption protocol. ImageRunner Advanced DX models also support FTPS, an encrypted version of FTP for sending data utilizing TLS. Like the previous models, the ImageRunner Advanced DX models will incorporate McAfee embedded control technology, which, once turned on, utilizes a whitelist to protect against malware and tampering of firmware and applications. The Canon ImageRunner Advanced DX series, supporting organizations through their digital transformation journey with technology that is easy to use, offers advanced scanning functionality, and includes a robust security feature set. To learn more about the Image Runner Advanced DX series, visit usa.canon.com/simplyadvanced.
All right. Well, hopefully we got the sound things adjusted. If somebody wants to let us know, we did make some adjustments during that video. Hopefully you can hear us just a little bit better on that situation. So if somebody wants to let us know in the comments, that'd be fantastic. We apologize about that. It's a crazy time right now. Obviously, everybody's aware of that with COVID-19 and everything going on. So we're trying to do things new. And this is something that's new to us, as well as we're trying to get everybody in the room to see the devices, see the equipment, introduce ourselves to them, and still practice our social distancing. So this is just kind of one of those little opportunities that it gives us to do that. So we really do apologize. Anything that you missed, again, we'll be doing another show tomorrow. So in that first little bit, definitely want to tune back in. Also, we are going to be recording these, and they will be on this YouTube channel. So if you want to subscribe to that, and you could reference back to these videos at any time, that's another little thing that we can do as well, so that you can make sure to hit that. Some of the things, I'll just kind of overview a little bit of what Reese was discussing in his thing. In his presentation portion, he talked a lot about who we are, about our service representation, about our response time from border to border in the state of Wyoming. He talks a little bit about how many service centers we have, our technicians. And the one thing that I love the most about who we are is we don't necessarily just sell the boxes, but what we do is we provide the service. And that's the thing that we love to hang our hat on. And we've been doing that for the last 50 years, is providing service to the state of Wyoming. We are a family company, and so you can say, those are our priorities. Our values is doing things the right way and for the right reason. So I'm really excited about this opportunity, as well as I'm sure the office shop is as well. But today we're going to show you the Canon product, and I'm excited about this because this is something that the office shop, we've been partnered with Canon since the late 80s. It's equipment that we know very well. It's equipment that all of our technicians are factory trained and certified on, and they're comfortable with the product. They know the product in and out, and they can resolve your issues. So what we'd like to do is show you the configuration, talk about the different options that we can do, some of the different features that are offered in this newest series, as well as basically how to operate it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of start at the top of the device and work our way around. We'll basically try to cover almost everything that we can. So some of the new features that Canon has offered, right, is the new document feeder. In the video, it talks about its scanning ability and how it has the ability to scan both sides of the document at the same time. It scans 250 images per minute, and it's digital document feeder. So everything in there is now digitalized instead of, which gives you the ability to better color registration, de-skew, all of those kinds of different things that it now is available through that. So in the document finisher right here, you can see just base model, you have your fill line of your documents that are in here. To adjust to the paper size, all you need to do is move these guides to tied up against the paper, and the device itself will automatically recognize the paper type, the paper size. And inside of there, everybody is familiar with what a copier looks like. Inside of the device, how they do it. All we need to do when we're making copies from the glass or scans and those things is put the paper in the top corner up here in the little brown arrow, and that's making copies from the glass. When we scan from the document feeder, it actually uses this little lever here. So you've probably had calls before where they tell you to clean the slit glass. Well, that's what they're talking about, is just this itty bitty strip of glass right here. So if they say, hey, you got streaks, you need to clean your slit glass, that's the piece that they're referring to, is right there. All right. With this device, like we mentioned, it does have the ability to scan documents, both sides of the document at the same time. So in order to do that, if you have streaks on the back side of your glass, you do have to do a little operation, and that is to get to here, open this top piece right here, just by pulling on the blue lever. And then inside of here, you'll see another little lever that we pop down and open. And your little slit glass is right inside of there for your backside. And Canon includes a nice little cloth right here, microfiber cloth, to actually take that and wipe those down with. Okay? All we have to do is put the cloth back, close this door back up, and then close the glass again. And that should remove your streaks. If you have any questions too as we go through this, please put them into the chat. Please put them into the chat, and then we'll answer those here at the question and answer at the end of this. So as we go through this again, if you have any features or anything that you'd like to see, we can go over those. So the next piece that we're going to talk about here is your external finisher. Okay, this is your finishing capabilities. This device is configured with the booklet finisher, which is one of your features. It has the ability to not only do your stapling, it can stack up to 4,000 sheets of paper, but it can also provide you with booklet printing options, which is folding and saddle stitching those booklets. Okay. Inside of here, you do have the ability for hole punching as well, which is a feature that you can add to that. Okay. It also comes with a convenience stapler for those people, those individuals who pull the documents out to make scans and to do those things, and they're looking around for the stapler. Canon included this right here. And all you have to do is actually slide your piece of paper into the hole and then hit the button on top, and it will staple your paper for you. Okay? The next feature that we want to go over and discuss is the toner cartridges that we have. And all your toner, so this device is a color unit. It's the 5750i. And you see that here with your model number. If it's color, it'll be maroon. If it's black and white, it'll be black. That's one way that we can know and decipher which one is which. But your toner, for any of the devices that you get, are actually going to be located in this drawer or in this cabinet right here. And this just actually will open up like that. And what you see here is you'll see the 4 different color toners that you can get into. One unique thing that Canon offers is you'll notice you cannot actually access the toners. And the reason for this is because it's part of their green initiative. They want to limit premature toner disposal. And so they only want you to be able to access this drawer, these cabinets, when the toner is completely empty. So the question that we always get all the time is, well, what if I run out of toner in the middle of a job? Or what if I do these things in the middle of a job? That's one of the problems that we get asked quite frequently. All of the devices in the state are going to be set up on a software that Canon offers. It's called the ImageWare Remote. And this software allows us to actually monitor the overall health of the device. So we get to monitor your parts usage, your toner levels, jams, all those different features we actually get to monitor. Our guys actually have on their cell phones an application that allows them to look at that before they come to your office to fix your device. Why is that important? Because everybody's heard the excuse hundreds of times, oh, I got to order that part, or oh, I've got to go get it, or it's back at the shop. It's, well, we're in Wyoming, right? We do have 6 service centers here, but what about those people out in Sundance? What about the people out in Torrington, Jackson, right? Like we have all these things that we have to worry about, distance, and so you might not see a tech for another day or so. So the advantage that it gives us is our guys can look at it, know exactly what the problem is before they dispatch to your call. So, like I mentioned, we're actually monitoring the health of your device. So we actually monitor your toner. And as soon as your toner hits a specific level, it will automatically be shipped to you by UPS, and it'll come to your office. We've actually had people receive toner and not know that they need toner. And that's one of the benefits of Canon and their solution of ImageWare Remote. Okay, so when you run out of toner, on the screen you're going to actually get a little error button that says, hey, replace the toner. You just hit OK, and you open up this door, and these cabinet doors will actually just fall open. Not all 4, but the one that needs to be replaced. This helps to eliminate mistakes of putting the toner in the wrong hole. It helps eliminate confusion and all sorts of things. So we actually just slide the toner in, close the cabinet, close this door, and we're back printing. We're operational. Okay. The next little piece that we want to go over now is the waste toner. Everybody should have been familiar with the way that it operates in. Yeah. So waste toner is, can everybody hear us okay now? Do we have any issues with volume and things like that? Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure that we're able to hear everybody. So we have inside of here your waste toner. You have, this is what catches all that extra toner that sloughs off, that falls off to help keep the machine clean. We monitor that as well with ImageWare Remote. And on Canon's devices, they're actually going to be located right here. So you pop that door open and this door opens up. We are monitoring it, so it does show up. We'd actually just take this whole cartridge will slide out. So we take it and we throw this one in the trash can. Okay? And we just take the new one, slide it back in, and close the cabinet door. Okay? That's as easy as can be as far as waste toner goes. Inside of here, we'll talk about our paper drawers. You can configure this in a multitude of different ways. Okay? As you're looking at this device, the device is going to come standard with 2 paper drawers. The first drawer here can handle up to 8.5 by 11 size paper, as well as do your envelopes, statement, and all those smaller size, different kinds of paper. Your second drawer that it comes standard with is going to be able to handle all the way up to 12 by 18. And then this down here, these next 2 drawers are what we can actually customize and configure. You can configure it the way this is with 2 paper drawers that hold 550 sheets of paper. It can be up to 12 by 18 size paper, or you can configure it with a high capacity tray, which will actually have the ability to double stack paper. So you'll be able to stack letter size paper in 1500 by 1500 stacks of paper. So it'll give you an additional 3,000 sheets of paper. Okay? So I'll give you a look at what those inside of those drawers actually look like. Like I mentioned, this drawer here is for your letter size paper. And changing paper inside of this device is as easy as can be. All you have to do is really just make sure that these 2 blue guides are actually tied up against the paper of whatever paper size you're changing, and the device will automatically know exactly what paper size you have in the device. You do have, like I mentioned, to prevent jams, skews, all those things, we want to make sure that they're tied up against the paper. Okay? And then we just go ahead and close the drawer, and they will automatically, the device will automatically tell you what's in there. I'll give you a look at these other 2 drawers so that you can actually see what they look like, see how easy it is to change the paper type to whatever size you want. I mean, it's just putting them in and then putting the guides tied up against the paper. Okay? And then just close the door, and we're good to go. One thing that Canon has featured as well is the bypass tray, which is going to be located on your right-hand side of the device. This device will just open up, and it's what I like to call a smart bypass tray. So if we take a piece of paper and we put it into the bypass, put our guides tied up against it, it will automatically recognize the paper type, the paper size, all those different kind of features that it has, which is a nice little deal. Okay? All right. The one thing that I do like about this device that I've kind of fallen in love with a little bit is frequently we get the question a lot, well, can I run envelopes through my device? Yes, you can, but if you've done it before, you know when I run an envelope through that device, it's going to crinkle it. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be up in that corner, and there's going to be a little crease right in there. Well, so I run through the bypass, I still get the same thing. Canon's actually done a great job of improving how they do that. You can actually configure an entire drawer to do that, or you can still run through the bypass tray, but they've improved that ability to where that crease, that problem, feeding envelopes, the different sizes is renewed. And that's one of my big things that I love about it. That's how I print my envelopes personally, is right through the drawer. So it's really a nice little feature that Canon offers. Essentially, the one thing that we forgot to mention, and the thing that I forgot to talk about as we were talking about our different accessories, is the finishing features. The majority of people that we want, I showed you the booklet finisher, told you what it can do, how neat it is, and those kinds of things. But the thing that is so awesome is the different customizations that you can actually do. Is you can configure it with either the booklet finisher, which, you know, as you look through the price, you're going to know, well, do I need booklet? I don't know. Do I want to pay the extra? Well, we have other options available. You can go into just your regular staple finisher. That is essentially the booklet finisher without the booklet making feature. It still has the same capabilities, the same features, ability to stack up to 4,000 sheets of paper, offset collate, double staple, triple staple, or not triple staple, but double staple, and then stapler stapling, all sorts of different features. Now let's talk about, well, space is a requirement, or I don't need to do 4,000 sheets. Well, you can actually access and do the internal finisher. It gives you the same features as the external model. The only difference is it only has the ability to stack up to 500 sheets of paper. And not a lot of people run that size of jobs anymore, so it's a great feature, same capabilities like I mentioned, and now you can even add hole punching to that ability as well. So you're not going to be left out in the snow to hole punch without having the external finisher, okay? So what we want to show you is the ease of use of Canon, and I think that's one of my favorite pieces is how easy they are to operate and simple. I like to liken them to like an iPhone, right? There's, you mess up somewhere, you hit the back button and we go back, or whatever it is. We don't have a whole lot of different issues. And so that's where I think Canon really hits it out of the ballpark, is their user-friendly interface. And so if we have that up, do we have that up? Awesome. Okay, so what I want to show you is what you see on your screen right here is the way that we have this device configured. And this device is going to actually operate, like I mentioned, just like a smartphone. It has applications, as you can see, and it slides, and you can slide to the next slide or pages, and you can configure it and customize it however you want. You can have 3 across, or you can have 6 across, you can have 12 across. I mean, you can configure it however you want to do your icons. And it's really simple, easy to do. You can customize. So those jobs that you do every single day, I make 25 copies, they're stapled, or I scan to Susie, Jim, and Taylor every time I come to the device. Well, you can actually make that a button. You can make that an application, and you can put it right here on the device. So you walk up to the device, put your paper in, go ahead and hit the button, and it'll do the job for you. The goal is, and how we view it and how everybody wants to look at it is, if you can't do your job in 2 to 3 button pushes on a copier, you're probably not going to do it because it's too hard, or maybe I don't remember how to get to those buttons, the settings. And so I bought this thing for paper out, and that's not what we do anymore. It's a total solution. So I want to show you some of the features, some of the things that Canon's actually added. So what we're going to go over is we're going to go over our copy feature and our scan to feature, kind of the basic options that we do have. So as we're inside here on copy, everybody's familiar with how to make a copy almost, right? So inside of here, you'll notice you have your different basic features that you have. We set everything default, regardless if it is color or black and white. It's going to be defaulted to black and white at the device, so that you have to make the decision. You have to make that decision to do color prints. Inside of here, you do have your finishing feature, and it's super easy to operate. Finishing, well, I just go ahead and I select that button, and you can walk through, tell it exactly what you want to do. For this job, I actually want to go ahead and I want to staple and collate. Go ahead and hit next. And then inside of here, you can actually pick. Like I mentioned, you have a myriad of different options, different features that you can pick where to put the staple, and it'll actually show you where the staple goes and what it's going to do. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to just put it in the corner and hit OK. And this is one feature that I always like to point out to people as well that we get questions on, is especially because right here on the device it says two-sided. A lot of people ask the question, well, it says two-sided, but I don't want two-sided. Anytime that there's a feature turned on, it will actually only be highlighted yellow. So if you can see, I'll go ahead and I'll just reset this, the finishing feature goes away. So if I do want two-sided, it's highlighted yellow now. And there's a ton of different features that are available inside of here. but just besides two-sided and cover and finishing, you can actually insert, you can do job build, you can run different sized originals. So you can do letter and legal and put them all in at the same time. You can scroll down to the next page, and here you have secure watermark, which is actually a pretty neat little feature. If you make a copy or a print of something, it'll actually inlay a darker watermark on it, so then if anybody takes it to any device, any competitor's device, any other device, it'll actually block that out when they go to make a copy of it or a scan. You can page number. You can even put the date on top of copy so you know when you made the copy. You can also scroll down to the next one. Let's see, where are we at? And then down here on the final page, you actually have this skip blank pages, which is a feature that I love because when we start talking about doing double-sided documents, you actually have the ability to delete anything that we don't want. So I have a stack of single-sided, a stack of double-sided. I can go through and it will just take out all of those. So inside of here, I can actually even select and determine, well, I want to have white only pages deleted, or if I want to do colors, I can, it'll just take everything out. And you can also select the recognition level. So maybe on some pages I have, they're dirty on the back side, or they have like little check marks or whatever. You can actually turn that intensity up or down depending on what you want to get rid of, okay? So go ahead and hit OK. Hit OK, and now my setting is set. Okay, that's copying. It's a pretty simple feature, pretty basic, but there are some things that we feel can help you out inside of with your day-to-day tasks. Okay, the other thing that's great is, as you notice on the Canon display, as we were looking at it, it does not have a hard keys anymore. There are no more hard keys, so it is literally just like your phone now. So inside of here, everything's going to be off to the right, but if we still want to go back, go ahead and just hit the home button and it takes you right back to the beginning. Okay, it's like playing tag as a kid, home base, right? It's safe here. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the scan and send feature. Once we're inside of here, this is going to pull up, it's going to look just like this. You're going to have your address book. You can do one touches, or if you wanted to, you can actually send to a new destination. So if that destination is not in your address book, we can access that. So in here, we'll just go ahead, let's say, hey, let's go see who I want to send to. Hit address book. And you'll see we do have a couple different addresses in here. I'm assuming yours will probably be a lot more inside of there. But we go ahead and you can actually select as many addresses as you want. You can send to scan to files, emails, faxes, and you can do those all at one time. So you don't have to send a fax and a scan, or if you want to send a copy of your fax to my email, you can do those things at one time. So we go ahead and we hit OK, and it's going to send to those email addresses. Over here on your right-hand side, you're going to see the ability to make customizations to the job. It's set right now to auto size, so whatever document I put inside of there, it will automatically recognize what size of paper it is for me. So we can change that if we want to. You can go in and select it, or you can actually do custom, long original, or free size paper. Like we mentioned before, the ability in that video I talked about, well, you can do checks, you can do all these things right from the document processor because it's easy now. It's your free size, okay? So we go ahead and we hit that, select that. Everything scans is going to be color, so you have that ability to scan everything in color. Inside of your PDF, right, we want to send file type, the different sizes of files that we can do. You have PDF, JPEG, TIFF, and then this OOXML, which is Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. Inside of there, let's go back there. My favorite things that Canon has actually added with their new document processor is this trace and smooth. So a lot of times we make copies of things, or when we scan something, you know, it has a fuzz to it, it has a blur to it because it's going through and being read. With the digital processor, it actually has the ability to notice those things and tries to eliminate as much shading as it possibly can, which is really handy for those people who make copies of copies of copies and the original's gone, right? You also have the ability to do OCR, which is fantastic if you're scanning big, long, huge documents and you want to look for a specific word inside of that document. That is solely based on Canon, so you don't have to have any special software on your computer to do that. As soon as you actually scan that in, open it up, the dictionary is built into that document, and you can actually go through and select the feature that you want and do that. The other thing that it has the ability to do is to send encrypted PDFs. So when we send an encrypted PDF, we have the ability to make sure that they have a passcode, or make sure that they have something to make sure they are who they are before it is sent. Okay? You can add digital signatures as well if you need to. So you can have that feature available. And the reason why I bring this up, right, because now we're on this adding encryption, is we want to talk about security. And anymore in the world, like, you have to be aware that people are trying to get your stuff, right? That's why we have passwords on everything that we do. That's why you buy software to make sure nobody stole your social security number, all of those things. So the device, Canon puts an emphasis on security. So what they've done is every time your hard drive, it comes standard with hard drive encryption kit, which will encrypt your hard drive up to 9 times. The other thing that they do is they include McAfee, antivirus, and anti-malware to actually help prevent any intrusions or anybody getting onto your network and trying to come through your copier. Okay, so those are some of the features that we do appreciate about the Canon product, is the security that they provide and those different aspects of it. So we go ahead and hit home, and that's, you know, I mean, there's different features. You have the tutorial button, so if you have any questions or anything like that, you know, how to make it two-sided, how to do those things, it'll actually take you right to those. Just some of the quick little features that Canon has that they operate. But like we talked about, or in the video you probably saw, there's tons of different options, tons of different features that are available to you. Let's talk about tracking. I need to track people and track usage and do those things. Those are solutions that are offered, available, that come standard, come free with the device. They just need to be enabled. There's different versions, different ways that we can do those things. So the truth is if there's a solution out there, there's a product or a problem that you have that you're concerned about, well, can the device do this? Can we do this? It can do it. It's just a matter of enabling the right features, training how to do those things, and doing those. And those are things that we offer. So one thing is you know, with this question and answers, we'd love to know the things that you want to do with the jobs. Like, what do we need? This is what we do in our office. Can the device do that? Yeah, we'll do that, and we'll create a video, we'll put it on YouTube so you can see what it looks like, how it works. We can have our sales reps actually reach out to you and talk to you and make sure that you know that the solution, or how the solution will operate and how it will work. It's definitely a solution that we have. So that's kind of the overview of the device. You know, if there's anything I can tell you, I'll just tell you my personal opinion, the things that I love about the Canon device that I've found in the position that I'm in, going through sales and those things, is one, the reliability. They're an extremely reliable device. They're clean operating. My personal favorite is the color quality that comes off of the Canon device. They're very good with color quality. And they're easy to operate. And I think those are my favorite things, is those little features. So, okay. All right. So we'll do the questions and comments. Can we blow that up a little bit? I can. I'll bring it in. All right. Okay. Let's. All right. So. All right. So our first question that we have so the first question is, on the 4735i, do you need to add the document feeder? The answer to that question is yes, you do. On the 4725i and the 4735i, you get to actually select the document feeder that you want. You have the option between a single pass, which is what you see here, right? It has the ability to read both sides of the document at the same time. Or you can have the automatic reversing document feeder, which is what a lot of people are familiar with. When it pulls the device in, turns it around, spits it back out, and does that whole thing. My personal recommendation to you on the 4735 or the 4725i is to do the single pass. I don't know what the cost is, the difference-wise, but I can tell you right now it's going to be worth it if you do a lot of double-sided documents. It'll resolve a lot of that headache. Yeah, so we kind of covered that one. The question is does it have scan a PDF to email feature? And what PDF formats are available? And does it do OCR? Yes, it does. It does have PDF. You can do PDF compact, and like we talked about the PDF OCR, you can do it inside of there too in the OCR. We didn't go over it, but you actually have the ability to select speed over quality. There we go. Yeah, speed over quality. So you can actually go through and pick, accuracy and those kinds of things. You can even select a language if it's in Spanish or Dutch or any that. I don't know. I speak English. I'm not skilled. Anyway, the next one. Can it be programmed with different access codes so you can keep track of counts for different budget purposes? Yes, you can. And this is one of my favorite features that Canon offers. I'm huge on this, of tracking and codes in the different solutions. So Canon offers a few different solutions that you can do. There's some that come in the box that are going to be out there. Everybody's familiar with like the department ID and the codes. You can walk up to the device and you can put in, 689, and that's going to be my code. And then you have to go in and you have to pull that report, and then you have to go back and go, oh, 689 is Jim, and 728 is Devin, and you have to go through this whole thing every time, or you can export it to Excel and match it up. Canon, that's standard on almost every device. Canon actually has a solution, and we're going to make a video on it because I think it's one of their favorite features. Is it comes standard with a software that they call Universal Login Manager, and you can actually go up to the device. You can do it by icon and have icons created on the screen by individuals. So they can come up, they can hit their customized picture. So if you wanted to actually even put their little face on it, you can do that. Walk up, they can hit it, it'll open up, and then from there it'll track their copies, their prints, and all those things. With that software, you can pull 4 different customizable reports that'll show you the date and time usage, exactly how much the job cost, and all sorts of different stuff that you can actually do. So it's a handy little feature that I like. Also included in the state contract pricing, you're going to see the ability for Uniflow Online, which is it's subscription-based software that they have, and you have the ability to print from anywhere in the world through this software. They actually just announced now that they're going to be able to work with Microsoft and Microsoft's cloud-based printing. So basically serverless printing, you'll have that ability to do that, which I look at and I go, hey, that's a great solution. With Uniflow Online, you also have the ability for even more tracking, even more information that you want to pull. So it's really based on how much information you want, how much work you want to do, and then also, do we want to put a price tag on it? Those are things that we can do. But as far as codes go, you can also put in restrictions if you want to limit how many pages it can print, how many pages somebody can do in color. Maybe I don't want somebody to scan, I only want to make copies. We can make those kinds of restrictions, which is fantastic. Now, we'll train you on how to actually pull the reports and do those things if you select a software like Universal Login Manager, or if you want to pay for the subscription for Uniflow, which I highly recommend. I'm a very big, adamant, I love the Uniflow software and what it offers a company and its tracking ability. Yes, so it does have a limit on, you can set limits like we just mentioned on how many pages you can actually print so the question is, does it have a limit on how many pages it can fax? Faxing is going to be based on the phone line and and the system set up. So there's no limit that the device has that it's set to. Like you can't only send 40 pages on a fax. If you're talking about sending to email, there is restrictions as far as we talk about sending to email. Again, those aren't based on the actual device. Those are based on your email's SMTP server. Most SMTP servers only allow you to send about 15 to 20 megabytes of information. And so you will be limited by that. Scan to file, there's no limitation. If you run into that with your previous device or whatever it was, sending a file size or whatever, there's actually settings in the device where you can put limits on it. But usually we set everything default to be unlimited as far as send file goes. The next question, are you able to scan over 40 pages in one scan and it will be able to send the whole file? Yeah, so kind of reference that. I think that might have been a problem previously before. Again, there should be absolutely no restrictions on the device sending. I've never ran into it. Like I said, the only time we've ever seen an issue is sending a large file over the email. But again, that's based on the file size and the SMTP server, not necessarily the device itself. Let's see. Is there an address? The next question, is there an address book feature to save email addresses and mark some of them as favorites for scanning? Yes, there is. As we talked about in the address book, you can actually go in and create them all, save them in there. And then if it's somebody that you say, oh, it's a new destination, Canon's added the feature with this new model that if it's a new destination, you can just go in there, save you time, go ahead, type it all in, and then save it to your address book from there and send it at the same time, which is a nice little deal that we have with Canon. That's part of the training that you'll get to with the devices. So every device that we come in and install, there's going to be training. And going through these questions, like I said, this YouTube page, we're actually going to go in and we're going to put our questions and make little videos like how-tos, and that'll be one of them because we want to make sure that everybody's getting this. The next question, how easy is it to change the subject file name when scanning to email? It's super easy. Do we still have the remote operators kit up? If not, we can come back to that one. But we'll pull that back up and then we'll show you how to do that because it's extremely simple to be able to do those things. It's just basically going into those additional options and additional features and then selecting that and typing again. But we'll show you here. How do you fill in the address book? That's the next question. We'll show you that as well when we go in there. There's two different ways that we can do that. And you can do it from the device itself, or if you access the URI, the remote user interface, you can actually do that right at your computer, which is, both of them are easy, but that one is way easier. And so when we do those trainings, if that's something that you're going to be doing, let us know and we'll bookmark it. We'll show you how to do it. So definitely, it's super easy. But we'll pull that remote operators kit back up, like I said, and we'll go over that. If you have a large scan that did not go through, so the next question is, if you have a large scan that did not go through, is there a reject notice, or is that eliminated with the unrestricted file size? Yeah, so every device that we set up is going to come and it's going to be configured to error out every time the job fails. It won't print something out if the job goes through, but if it errors or your file did not go through, it'll print something out. Now, can we go back up to that one? Now, when we talk about that, all right, when we talk about with the unrestricted file size, the device, regardless, is going to send the email, okay? And so because it can't restrict it on that, so if the job leaves the device, it's up to your SMTP server at that point. But as far as the device failing, it will give you that reject notice. Bills are sent by paper or electronically is the next question that we have. That is up to you. You can actually sign up for either one. When your device is installed, you're actually when you do your signature, you'll have the ability to select, I want digital invoices or I want paper. And so if you do the electronic emails or the electronic billing, you will have to provide, we do ask for the email address that you want that bill sent to. But yeah, either one is what you want. Can you scan to USB or jump drive? You know, this was actually one we laughed about because we were talking about it and we had a difference of opinions on who uses that and who doesn't anymore and all these different things. Yes, you do. You do have the ability to scan to a USB jump drive. It's over here on the side of the device. You actually just plug it in. The device itself will automatically recognize the USB. You just select OK, it'll pull it up and you can scan to it, or you can actually even print documents off the USB. But yeah, that is a feature that is available for sure. Okay. Let's see, next questions. Okay. All right, so what we'll do right now, I'm gonna move this. Yeah, all right, so I'm gonna show you the interface and then we'll come back to that last question on there. So now that we see this right here, what I want to show you is the scan and send feature. We talked about the address book. Can we pull those questions back up too so I can see exactly what they wanted, if possible. So in the scan and send feature, we're actually just going to go ahead and hit scan and send. You're going to go into the address book, and adding a new address, you're just going to go register a new destination right here. You're going to select what type it is. Is it email, file? Or am I creating a group? We're going to go ahead and select email. All you have to do is type in the person's name, and then type in the email address. I don't know if my email address has ever been that long, but holy smokes. Go ahead and hit OK, and then it's in the address book. Okay? And then it's ready to be able to send, be able to do all those different things. What was the other one we had at the address book? Oh, naming file types. Yeah. So once I have my job set up, inside of here, we do have a bunch of different options. So go ahead and hit options. Okay. Inside of here, you're going to scroll down to the second page. You'll have the file name right there where you can actually name the file. So go ahead and hit that. Type in your file name. Let's say tester. Go ahead and hit OK. And now it's going to be named that PDF when it comes to your email. The subject in a message, you can even do that. You can type in what it's referencing and then a little note here like, you know, hey, this is from Devin. All right. All right. Another neat little feature that it has that I do love is this reply to. Because a lot of times we send documents to individuals from the device and it's going to come to them as copier at stateofwyoming.org or, you know, whatever the domain is. So we go ahead and hit this reply to. And in that reply to, it's going to find the different email addresses in their address book. So if you're in the address book, all you have to do is go ahead and select who you want, hit OK. And now when that email comes to them, if they click reply, it will come to you instead of to the device. They have somebody to go back to. Another little feature that I didn't show you in here too is the skip blank pages. We talked about it in making copies, but in all honesty, the way that this is the best is when we're sending PDFs. Nobody wants a PDF with different pages or blank pages and those things. So let's remove them. Let's just get them out of there. So we can go ahead and set that up. Okay? All right. All right, so we get, oh yeah, how do you fill the address book? So we did go over that. One thing is too, I want to show you another little feature that I like here is we talked about the new destination. So if it's somebody that hasn't used it before or you haven't sent to, go ahead and just hit the new destination button. Type in their email address. Whatever it is, right? And then just click register to address book and it'll put it in the address book for you. Or just hit OK and you can now send to that person. Okay, so that is a solution that is available. The device will automatically reset every 90 seconds, so your settings and those things will be eliminated. Yeah, okay. So the next question is, or if there's anything else on that, go ahead and put it in the comments and we'll get to it. Or we can come back and look at any of the additional features and things like that as we go through this. That's not a problem. So the next question is, will you explain the remote user interface again? Now that we have people working remotely, can they print things in their office from their home? Yes. So there's a couple different ways that you can do this. The remote user interface is actually just accessing the device by its IP address, going in, adding things to the address book, checking toner levels, paper levels, those kinds of things. That's for you to do. Now, working remotely, everybody's kind of aware that Google Print is going to be going away at the end of this year. That's a lot of ways. A lot of people took access of that, used that to do all their remote printing. Now, if this is something that you're going to be doing frequently, this remote printing, I highly recommend you looking into there's a subscription in there. You see, I think it's called Uniflow Tenant or something in the catalog. Use that. Okay, that is a subscription base, and that is per individual. So let's say in your department, well, I have 5 people working from home. Well, get the 5 licenses for that. And then they can email. You can literally print from Japan if you wanted to, or from Europe, whatever, to your office. You can do that through Uniflow online, doing those things. There are other ways that we can do that, but that's going to be your most secure, your most readily available, and your best solution for that. Because it's secure, it's protected. You don't have to worry about data leaks and those kinds of things. So I do highly recommend that if that's a solution. There are other ones out there and other little ways to do that, but Uniflow is going to be your easiest bet to do that for sure. Is there a large paper tray attachment option? We have large print jobs that we do monthly. What is the maximum paper count in one day that the machine can handle without the fuser overheating? Well, okay, yes. The answer, we'll break that all down. So yes, there is a larger paper tray attachment option. So we talked about the different ones that we can do here, but in there are pod decks. You have the ability to do big pod decks or little pod decks. So with this question, I highly recommend that you reach out to the sales department before you do an order, and they can fit you with the best device for your product or best device for your office. Because if you're running that much volume, we definitely need to look at your paper features. Make sure that you're getting the right device for what you do and the right paper tray, paper size, the volume. I'm looking at this, the large print jobs that we do monthly. Okay, what is the maximum paper count in one day that the machine can handle without the fuser overheating? I have never experienced that. I'd be a little interested to know a little more on that. And so again, please reach out to me on that, Devin Peterson, and we can get that answered and set up, because I'm very curious to know that. There isn't a maximum paper count in one day. So you should be able to run unlimited, but it's just based on what device that we get you into. But definitely reach out to us on that. If there's other people that have had that issue too, reach out, because that should never be an issue. The fuser should never overheat. Yeah, it's definitely call us. Let's go on. Let's see, can we scroll down a little bit? Or is that the full question right there? Okay. All right, so, sorry. Are you able to use the bypass to copy 11 by 17? Yes, you are. You can do 11 by 17. You can actually even do up to banner sized paper. So you can run, gosh, I don't know, what is banner size? It's 12 by 25, 48. So you can just go if you really wanted to. So that is a feature you can have. So you can do access 11 by 17. Now, as Reese mentioned in his thing, you guys might not have heard, the device itself is going to be limited on what it can do. So if you get the A4 model, okay, you're only going to be able to do up to 8.5 by 14 size paper. That's legal size. Now, if you get the A3 version, now we're talking about being able to do 11 by 17 plus. So just make sure if that's something that you're going to do quite a bit of, that we stick to that A4 model, or A3 model, sorry. Okay. What's the top of that one? That's one. Okay. Will the scan to PDF automatically rotate images, portrait versus landscape? Yes, so it will automatically rotate. And this too, I think there might be some questions with how you're setting up your job in this. The device itself will pick it has sensors. So when the piece of paper goes through, it will automatically sense that paper type, that paper size. If you're talking about doing it from the glass and it does all those rotates and all those things, there's little sensors inside of there. So we get it all the time. Well, I'm making a copy of a check and I put it on the glass and I do those things. Or, you know, it's a receipt and it comes all goofy and all that stuff. And that's just the device trying to guess at what size of paper it is. And so there's little tricks and tips that we can do to help you with that if it's something you do frequently. But the original question, it will rotate for you based on its paper size. The fax. So the next question is, how does the fax work? Faxing is going to be just like it has worked for, I don't know, since it'll work just like you are right now. The device itself is based on how your fax line's set up. So it's just going to work just like, do we still have the remote operator kit? You want to pull that up? Actually, we don't have the fax on this, never mind. So it is going to work just like you were going to send an email. You actually just go into the address book, select the fax number that you want in the address book that you imported or you put in there, hit that one, go ahead and hit OK, hit the start button, and it's going to fax. If you previously had to dial, like I know a lot of people, if they're going long distance, they had to dial, 1-307-272-7693, pause, 298. Okay, you'll still have to do that because that is not device-based, that's phone line-based. Okay? You bet you can get your paper from us. So the question is, can we get our paper supply from you too? You bet. That's the one thing that is fantastic about what we offer is, we started this, my grandpa started this company in 1970. And that's originally what he did, was office supplies and paper and pens and all this stuff. And then we've kind of morphed into the technology over the last 50 years. But we still have the ability and still have kind of our roots with office supplies and paper. So if there are things that you want to add or you want, definitely reach out to us because we'd love to give you quotes on it. We'd love to bring that with us when we come in for whatever reason it is. But as far as the paper, that's not included in the contract itself. But we can get you quotes and things like that on paper. So the next question is, do faxes received just print or can they automatically go to a specific email? Yes, definitely. We can set up fax forwarding. So when a fax comes in, and again, that's what I love about it, security, right? Because who uses faxes? Doctors, people who have to follow HIPAA, like all these, FERPA, all the cool abbreviations that they have. So those are the people that have to usually fax. Well, we don't want somebody's social security number coming out and sitting right on the device for Susan to come and pick up and look at and go, oh, or, maybe we want to know how much Tammy's making. So it came out and it's on sitting right here and I can pick it up and know how much Tammy makes. Or, those are all security breaches. So we do recommend setting up the fax forwarding, and it's really easy. As long as your email address is in the address book, we can get it to go there. Or file, if somebody on a file on a computer, maybe we want it to go to reception, just the reception desk, we can send it there too. And that's really easy to set up, and it's all automatic. So, okay. All right, I think that's it for questions for sure. If there's any other thing, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. I believe in the brochures, I think, and again, we'll go over that briefly too, and it'll be recorded on our YouTube channel. One thing we want is for you to be able to get a hold of us. We want you to be able to contact us. On every device, we actually put a sticker on it that has a 1-800 number. It's 1-855-333-0010. Okay, that number right there takes you right to a dedicated in-house hotline, right? So it comes in and it will literally go to either Sheila, Cindy, Kelly, Lorianne, or Lorraine. And this is the thing that's nice is you're not dealing with somebody in Chicago, you're not dealing with somebody in, India or Germany. It's local, it's in-house, it's all in the state of Wyoming. And these are people that, honestly, that I've worked with my entire life. It's fun to look at. And when not just my work life, but honestly, since I was in the 5th grade, I've known a lot of these women. So it's fun to know the people. And so we definitely want you to contact us, call us. with anybody, any questions, just call us. We did get one more question. It says, once contracts are created, can we add or take away a copier at any time? The answer is yes. We definitely want to make sure that we're fitting your office for what it is now and what you project to use in the future. Not only for problems and those kinds of things on our end, but also for your office. We don't want to create disruption. We don't want to create downtime, because every time we do this, or every time we take equipment away, or every time we have to come in and install new equipment, it does take time. It takes distractions and all sorts of stuff that you have to mess with. And so our whole process of this thing and what we try to offer and what we try to do is offer you a headache-free experience in everything we do. So if this is something that you think, oh, you know, we've got to worry about our budgets now, we got to do these things, and these are concerns that you have, reach out to us and talk to us, and let's kind of see and discuss what your projections are, what you think you're going to be using and going forward in those things, because we definitely want to make sure that we fit your office, so we don't have to worry about, you know, 2 months from now making sure that you have a new one. But yes, you can adjust and do things like that. That is our problem. Okay? All right. So the other thing is, we will create, like I said, I've said this a couple times, we're really excited about this new thing. Like we mentioned, COVID is forcing us to grow and making us be different, making us change the way that we do things. And so we've decided we really want to make sure and access people as quickly as possible. So we've offered, we definitely want you to, one, subscribe to this channel for our how-tos. We want you to familiarize ourselves with our website, because one thing we want to do is allow you to access the live chat, as well as place service calls on our customer portal. And there will be videos on how to do those. But we want to be as accessible as possible. We want to be able to allow you to have that headache-free experience that we love to have. So, okay. All right. I think that's it. So, all right. Any other questions or anything, please don't hesitate to contact us and reach out to us. All right. So, thank you.